guys, it's your girl Melina. So I'm going to speak on, abusive relationships today. And normally I don't make notes. Normally I just wing it, but, I think you'll realize why I make notes once I'm done with this story. I don't remember well anymore. Okay, if you're in an abusive relationship and you think it's going to get better, let me share my story with you briefly. Okay, so I was married to a man who had a severe drinking problem. Most y'all know that. He was extremely violent when under the influence. And each time that he was sober, he swore to change. He swore that it would be different, to not put his hands on me. And he genuinely meant it. He genuinely felt bad. And there was a reason I married this man, because there was good in him and he was sober when we got married. So with that being said, things never changed, okay? I started learning how to fight back. When you're pinned, being choked, you're defenseless. So I learned to use my hands. Like one time I stuck my thumbs into his eye socket so hard so that he was forced to let go of me so that I could run. And I was becoming very terrified, and attacks would happen at any point. I could be reading the newspaper, looking at my phone or anything, and just get attacked. And so me learning to fight back, it didn't sit well with my ex when he was drunk. Something in him, he wanted, I don't know what he wanted. I don't know. But me fighting back and winning was not doing me any favors. So I wrote these notes, but here I am spewing it out because I'm saying it as I'm remembering it. Let's jump to the night that, I almost lost my life. So I get home from work and I'm holding my baby, and anyways, I guess it was like a surprise attack type thing, so I could be completely defenseless. He approached me. I was holding my smallest daughter, and he just bent down and gave me this weird smile, this semi-happy, sinister look as he's removing the baby from my hands and sitting her on the couch. And I remember I was confused, definitely confused. And I said, "Are you about to hit me?" And before the words left my mouth, I was on the ground on my stomach, waking up. And I could hear my baby yelling. And I kept trying to get up to get to her. With each time I would lift my head, bow, just back down. And I kept getting up because I kept wanting to get to my baby. And that's when the thoughts crossed my mind. And it was, you're going to die here. This is it. You're going to die in front of your daughter. So, anyways, apparently I was screaming, and I don't remember screaming. I guess it's just natural human instinct when, trying to fight for your life. I would like to say it was a fight for my life, but there was no fight from me. I was on my stomach, completely defenseless, trapped in between the couch and the table, trying to crawl to my baby. But with each time my head lifted, I was hit with such force. I might have even been kicked in the head a few times. I don't know because I couldn't see. But I definitely remember about the fifth time blacking out. It crossed my mind, you're going to die now. This is how you're going to die. And it wasn't so much as fear or so much as regret or anything. I just remember accepting that I was going to die and my daughter was going to watch it. So, anyways, he eventually broke his wrist on, I think, was the back of my head. And his brother and sister-in-law come running out. And I remember clinging to his brother, just crawled to him and clung to his legs, screaming, "He's killing me. He's trying to kill me." And they'd already had 911 dialed. They thought my screaming was because something happened to the baby or something. So they were ready to call 911. Excuse me, I'm going to smoke during this. So, Anyways, I remember clinging to him and then grabbing my baby. And I remember trying to call out, and I didn't know how to use my own cell phone in my own hand. I was looking at it, but it was blurry and I couldn't dial. I didn't know how to dial. That's how concussed I was. So I used a landline, and while I'm getting a landline to call for help and I'm holding my baby, and now people are around watching, he cannot touch me anymore, and he's already broken his wrist at this point. He's yelling to his mother, I fucked up, I fucked up. He's speaking in Bengali, but I know he's saying, I fucked up, get me out of here right now. You've got to get me out of this house. She's calling the police. And so he did flee the home. And I called my sister, and I don't remember saying this, but she said that I said, I'm about to pee my pants. He's going to murder me and bury me in the backyard. So, if you're in an abusive relationship and he promises it's going to get better, he promises he's going to stop, it's not. And you're going to lose your life, or you're going to, it's not going to end well. It's just not. And I have 2 abusive relationships to account for that. I've been strangled, I've been smothered, I've been hit over the head with things, I have been punched like Mike Tyson, okay? And yeah, I don't remember all that well these days. Definitely think there was some brain damage in there a little bit. So, I was talking to somebody on Facebook, and that's actually what brought about me wanting to say this. This isn't me wanting to bust anybody out. I'm not going to name names. This girl was just talking about her divorce and how much it hurt her. And I was talking to her, I was like, even though mine was a whole different story, like I was almost murdered and I wasn't in love with him anymore and I left. I know how it makes you feel like a failure and stuff, but if you're married and have kids and you think you need to stay because of the kids don't need to see that. If you feel like you need to stay because things are going to change, it's not going to change. It's going to get worse. I remember so many times locking myself in bedrooms so I could sleep because I didn't want to be attacked in the middle of the night while I slept, which was becoming the norm. But the fact that I was starting to win the fights brought something evil and dark out in him, and he wanted to make sure that I guess he was the big winner. In a drunken person's mind, I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what he was thinking when he did it, but yeah, he knew he almost killed me. He knew he was trying to kill me. He told his friends and brother later on, if his damn wrist wouldn't have gave out, he could have finished that bitch off. Those were his words to 2 people who told me, if my damn wrist didn't give out, I could have finished the bitch off. I knew that that's what he was trying to do. I saw it in his eyes before I was waking up on the floor. And I don't know if I was being knocked out and then hit again and woke back up or what, but just know this. If you're in an abusive relationship, it's not going to get better. Leave now before one of your children get hurt, before you lose your life. Do you understand that I am a survivor of domestic abuse? I am a fucking survivor, okay? I was almost murdered that night. The next day, my entire body, face, head, everywhere from midsection up, and even some on my thighs, was bruised and swollen. I had the egg whelps all over my face, all over my head. And because I was face down, he only got a few good whacks in on my face, but he really packed a punch, me being sober, him being under the influence of alcohol and apparently very enraged. And this time, maybe he sensed a divorce was coming. Maybe he sensed I was about to leave, which I was. I was planning my escape route. I was calling different homes, the what is it, the battered women's shelters, trying to find a place to run to hide. And I guess he sensed it or he found out or something, but he decided he was going to win the war, not just the battle, but the war too. And so I want to let y'all know, as a survivor, that you could lose your life. Your children could watch you lose your life. Is having a divorce that, bad, that you don't want to get a divorce because people might judge you or shame you And yeah, during my divorce, I did feel like I screwed up somehow, that I should have done something different, that I was a failure. But, in the long run, my children should have been spared saying that. And I thank God that my youngest was too young to know. She doesn't remember. She was about a year and a half old when it happened. And I remember all I wanted to do was get to my baby whenever the attack was happening. And that's all I wanted, was to get to my baby. I don't know why. I felt like I was saving her. But at the same time, I knew I was going to die. And I just accepted it. But I still tried to make it to her. So, back to the point. I know that what I say nobody will listen to. I know that so many people just don't listen until it's gone really bad. But yeah, abuse doesn't just stop. They don't stop. It gets worse, and it gets worse and worse and worse until one day you're laying on your stomach after work in between the couch and the table, about to pee your pants, wondering if you're going to die there. So, with that being said, I hope somebody gets this message in some way and walks out of that fucking door tonight. And don't ever let him put his hands on you or come near you again, because not only did I almost lose my life that night, but as many of y'all know, I lost a lot of other things. Everything. My home, my belongings, my kids. Because, well, that's a whole different story. You'd have to watch a different video for that. But yeah, let me say this one more time for y'all, and I really hope somebody listens. And men, this goes for you too. Don't let the women hit you like that. It doesn't stop, no matter the promises, no matter how guilty they feel in that moment. The abuse will not stop. It will only get worse. If you fight back and can win and run, it doesn't matter. They're gonna have this thing, and they wanna show you who's boss. And eventually, he wanted to show me who's boss so badly that he wanted to take my life for me learning to fight back. So learning to fight back doesn't do any good. Staying in a marriage that your children have to watch abuse doesn't do any good. Just walk out the fucking door with your kids and your bags and never turn back. That's something I should have done, and that's something I was planning, but I never got the chance to before it all got really, really bad one normal day after work. Where the anger come from, I don't know. I did deny going to get him another bottle of alcohol, but there was really no argument, no fight. And the next thing I know, I was sitting there thinking I was going to lose my life. And then I called my sister, apparently so concussed, saying I was going to urinate in my pants and that he was going to finish me off and bury me in the backyard. So I hope this message reaches somebody, and somebody packs their shit, gets their kids, and walks out the door tonight and never looks back. My biggest regret is the fact that my children had to watch it, and the fact that I didn't leave sooner. So, anyways, y'all, this is a more serious note. So, anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.